Every dream has a price. Some pay it with time, some with pain, and a few with everything they have. While the world slept, a boy trained under the dim lights of a small island field, barefoot, cold, determined. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing survival, and a dream the world told him to forget. Cristiano Ronaldo was not born into comfort. His family shared one room, his father cleaned locker rooms, his mother worked endless shifts. But from that struggle came focus, the kind of focus only hunger can teach. He ran until his legs gave up, practiced until blisters turned to scars. There were no scouts watching, no cameras rolling, only a boy and a belief that someday someone would notice. At 12, he left home alone to chase a dream across the ocean. In Lisbon, he had no family, no money, no one to comfort him when he cried from exhaustion. Coaches mocked his accent, older players bullied him, and sometimes hunger followed him to bed. But through every insult, every bruise, whisper it one promise, I will prove them wrong. Years later, the same boy who was once called too weak would become the definition of strength. Every drop of sweat, every moment of silence was building something no one could see, a legend. This is not a story about football. This is a story about obsession, sacrifice, and belief. Far out in the Atlantic, on an island forgotten by most maps, a boy named Cristiano Ronaldo learned what hunger felt like. Not the kind that fades after dinner, the kind that burns until it shapes you. His father worked as a cleaner at a tiny club. His mother washed dishes to keep the lights on. There was no luxury, no safety net, only love, and a dream too big for a place so small. Every kick against those cracked walls was a promise. One day, the world will hear my name. In the tight alleys of Madeira, there were no fancy academies, no coaches with plans. There was only a boy obsessed. He kicked until the sun went down, until blisters tore his feet, until neighbors begged him to stop. He was faster, louder, hungrier, not because he wanted to be noticed, but because he feared being ordinary. When others rested, he stayed awake, dribbling in the dark, his future written in the sound of a ball hitting stone. At 12, he left everything behind, his island, his family, the sea he loved. He boarded a bus alone, carrying only clothes, courage, and a dream that weighed more than his luggage. Lisbon was bigger, colder, and crueler. There were no familiar voices, only noise and pressure. He missed his mother's cooking, his friends, the smell of salt in the air, but he refused to look back. Home would wait. Dreams would not. He arrived at Sporting CP with nothing but speed and stubbornness. His accent made him a target, his skinny body a joke. Older players mocked him. He cried alone, but every tear became fuel. When they slept, he ran laps around the field. When they relaxed, he studied their moves. In those lonely nights, he wasn't just training his legs, he was building armor for the world ahead. The island boy was learning what greatness demanded: isolation, discipline, and faith when nobody claps for you. At 15, everything nearly ended. Doctors found a racing heartbeat, a defect that could stop him mid-game, mid-life. For days he lay in silence, staring at white ceilings, wondering if the universe had played a cruel joke. But destiny doesn't take no for an answer. After surgery, he woke up with the same thought he'd had since childhood: I'm not done yet. Weeks later, he was back on the field, running faster than before, a scar on his chest, a fire in his heart. What tried to stop him only made him unstoppable. At 16, the boy from Madeira was no longer just a dreamer, he was a force of nature. At Sporting CP, he faced men twice his size, players with experience and arrogance. They laughed at his tricks, mocked his skinny frame until the ball touched his feet. When he moved, time slowed. His confidence was electric, contagious, undeniable. In that stadium, under those Lisbon lights, the world caught a glimpse of what was coming. And one night, during a friendly match, among the crowd sat a man whose eyes had seen legends: Sir Alex Ferguson. When the final whistle blew, The Scottish manager turned to his assistant and said, "Just one sentence. We need that boy." That was the night Cristiano Ronaldo's destiny changed forever. Manchester United, 2003. The teenager arrived from Portugal with bleach blonde hair, diamond earrings, and confidence that filled the room. English tabloids mocked him, defenders kicked him, fans doubted him. But Ronaldo didn't care. He wasn't here to fit in, he was here to take over. Every missed pass became motivation, every insult, ammunition. He stayed after training for hours, perfecting free kicks until the floodlights dimmed. Teammates left, he stayed. Rain fell, he kept running. Sir Alex Ferguson watched quietly, realizing he hadn't just signed a player, he'd signed an obsession. Within a few seasons, the boy everyone laughed at became the man they feared. While others went home, Ronaldo stayed behind. He trained until exhaustion, studied every match like a scientist, rebuilt his body from scratch. No alcohol, no sugar, no excuses. He measured his sleep, timed his meals, and designed himself to become unstoppable. Football was no longer a sport, it was a laboratory, and he was the experiment. Every goal began not on the field, but in those unseen hours of work. By 2008, he had transformed from flashy winger to world conqueror, 42 goals, a Champions League title, and his first Ballon d'Or. And yet, even on that proudest night, when the world called him number one, Ronaldo said softly to himself, "I can do more." 2009, the most expensive transfer in football history. Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid for £80 million, and with it came the weight of the world's expectations. The Spanish press mocked his ego. Rivals called him overrated, but Ronaldo only smiled. In every language, he understood one word better than anyone else: the pressure. He thrived on it. While others saw a price tag, he saw a challenge. He trained harder, ran faster, scored relentlessly. In a club built on legends, Zidane Raúl Di Stefano, a new name began echoing through the stands. It wasn't about fame anymore, it was about legacy. For nearly a decade, football became a two-man war. Ronaldo and Messi, two names, one obsession to be the best. They pushed each other beyond human limits, one scoring hat-tricks, the other answering the next night. It wasn't hatred, it was fuel. Every record Messi broke, Ronaldo chased. Every goal Ronaldo scored, Messi replied. The rivalry divided fans but united the world in awe. And through it all, Ronaldo's message never changed. You don't need to be born perfect, you just need to refuse to stop. Between 2009 and 2018, he shattered every ceiling. 450 goals in 438 games, numbers that defied logic. 4 Champions League titles, 4 Ballon d'Ors, endless records. His body became a symbol of discipline, his mindset a blueprint for excellence. Every training session was war, every match history. He wasn't chasing Messi anymore, he was chasing immortality. Success brought noise, cameras, critics, expectations. Some called him arrogant, others cold. But those who knew him saw something else, a man still haunted by hunger. He wasn't addicted to fame, he was addicted to progress. Even after hundreds of goals, he still asked himself what's next. And that's the curse of greatness, it never feels enough. 18 years after leaving, he came home. Manchester welcomed its hero with open arms, but time had changed everything. New managers, new tactics, new expectations. Ronaldo still delivered goals, still defied age, but the football world was shifting. He faced critics once again, doubters who said the legend was fading. But legends don't fade, they evolve. In 2023, he chose a new battlefield: Saudi Arabia. Many said he went for money, few understood he went for meaning. To inspire, to expand football's reach, to prove that greatness has no borders. At Al Nassr, he broke new records, scored at 38, like he was still 25, and carried his fire into a new era. Because to him, football isn't geography, it's destiny. From the narrow streets of Madeira to every corner of the planet, his story became more than sport, it became symbol. The symbol that no matter where you come from, how poor you start, or how many times you fall, discipline can rewrite destiny. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a player. He is proof that work can turn a dream into an empire. And it's somewhere right now, a barefoot child kicking a torn ball might be building the next legend, just like you want, did. In the end, greatness isn't measured by trophies or fame. It's measured by how far you're willing to go when no one is watching. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't rise because he was chosen. He rose because he chose himself every single day. Through pain, through doubt, through sleepless nights and endless training, he kept moving. He lost friends, comfort, and time, but he gained something far greater. And now his story belongs to everyone who dares to dream too big for their surroundings. The boy from Madeira proved one truth: success is never given, it's earned one sacrifice at a time. So ask yourself, are you ready to pay the price? Because the next legend could be you. If you refuse to quit,